submitted for your approval. As the snow begins to fall and the carols make their way onto the evening breeze, the children will pour out into the town square to begin constructing their snowmen. But as they lift their eyes heavenly, they will see that the 8 tiny reindeer are not pulling a fat, jolly old elf. They're pulling something of much more epic strangeness, something much more boxy.
You've just crossed over into the Chailight Zone.
It's a beautiful morning with the Barbershop Duet.
Hi, I'm Marcus Klinger with Klinger Vocal Studio.
And I'm Sarah Vincent with Sarah Vincent Virtual Pilates.
But on Wednesdays and Saturdays,
we are the Barbershop Duet.
Hey, y'all, come on in. Thank you for finding our little barbershop. If you happen to be here during one of the live premieres on YouTube, why, come on in the live chat. Meet the Whiff Pack, a cool group of friends hanging out from all over the world. They'd love to meet you, too.
They would. And for our mention today, we wanted to talk about the Advent calendar that they have at Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements.
Yeah, y'all, around Black Friday time, Phoenix Shaving releases the 12 Shaves of Christmas Advent calendar. 12 smaller size soaps and aftershaves and all kinds of crazy stuff and a little bit of reconnaissance to see which scents the wet shaving community might like to see in full sizes in the year to come. And y'all, while we can't do it here on the show because we only broadcast on Wednesday and Saturday, we follow along with bated breath on the fan page and all the other videos that the folks make. So if you would like to play along this year, make sure you keep your eyes on the Phoenix page around Thanksgiving time and let us know which ones you hope to see in full sizes someday. And what is our soap today?
Well, Douglas in France surprised us with a mysterious package. I think it's time to meet him.
From the sales page at Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements. Chailight Zone, a new seasonal scent, a dimension of festive fur and spice, a dimension of warmth, a dimension of not only scent and sensation, but of lather and leisure. It is an area which we call the Chailight Zone. The Chailight Zone, that smoky midnight cafe that materializes somewhere nestled in a fir tree forest along the foggy west coast edge of the PAA universe every holiday season. You can't find it on any map, but if you wander far enough past reality, you might catch the faint hum of a theremin and the clink of a coffee spoon against a dinner mug. Inside, the lighting is dim, the chatter strange, and the regulars even stranger. On any given night, you might spot Cube floating near the counter, watching, St. Germain scribbling formulas on a napkin, Aldous lost deep in conversation with D.B. Cooper, and yes, even Rod Serling himself, calmly observing and taking note of the absurdities of existence over a steaming mug of something spicy and dark.
An homage? If it isn't obvious by now, the Twilight Zone casts a long, hypnotic shadow over everything we do here at Phoenix Shaving. Its fingerprints are all over our universe, our stories, our sense of humor. But why release this particular blend of a festive seasonal scent, you ask? Well, my dear Shave Cadets, here's the twist ending. Rod Serling was born on Christmas Day.
This isn't your average cup of comfort. The peppercorn and cardamom crackle like static. Ginger and tonka whirl with hypnotic warmth. Fresh fir trees rasp against the edges. And then the base just hits. Rum. Musk. Oud. Transforming the brew into something profoundly masculine, sophisticated, and a touch clever. Note, this is not a bay rum vibe, and so much more than a gourmand. This really is a wonderful winter scent.
Where the weird belongs. In a world that seems more and more like an episode of The Twilight Zone, we thought it might be best to try and contain the strange where it can do no harm. In a cafe in PAA universe. All problems solved.
Another fun fact, in Hindi, chai actually means tea. So when you say chai tea, you're technically saying TT. But who cares about semantics when your shave den suddenly smells like Rod Serling's favorite after-hours cafe where the barista moonlights as a philosopher and the air hums with otherworldly possibility. And sitar. Lots of sitar, blame the oud.
Getting you in a lather since 2012, Phoenix Shaving, Q Eerie Theremin. Recommended watching The Twilight Zone, The Night of the Meek, Season 2, Episode 11.
Which is one of my all-time favorite episodes, top 5. I put it in the same file as A Pitch for the Angels with Ed Wynn. I'll never forget the first time I saw that. Well, the show was incredible because they were each mini movies, 25 minutes long, and it gave our favorite celebrities a chance to do something entirely different and outside the box. I don't even think she would have recognized Art Carney from The Honeymooners.
All right, y'all. We are getting our first glimpse of the label when we open the box.
Oh, y'all, every once in a while, we get a Wonka email from Douglas and Fran that just says manual orders that lets us know that something is on its way for us for free to review, and we could not be more grateful. Thanks, y'all.
Let's see what it looks
There's
like.
the aftershave with the foaming paper. Oh, yo, look at that. That is
So
incredible. The font, the colors, the hollow label. Thanks, guys.
Ooh, the fishies are on there. The cube
The
is there.
goldfish, right from Kane. Hey, it's coming. Oh, the lore on the back of your box is definitely worth a read. And let's see if my favorite confetto is solidly in place. And there is the label. I took it out the wrong way, so you guys get to see it first. There it is. Oh, I am adoring this. And who's the dude? That's not Douglas.
I don't know. Is he trying to look? He kind of has a mustache, I think.
Hold on, let me get my glasses. No, I had time now.
USN Phoenix.
United States Navy?
Is that supposed to be the moon back there? Maybe another planet?
I'm still trying to figure out who the guy is. All right, y'all, we're going to submit this for your approval when we have a first impression. Now, when I hear chai and Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements, my brain goes to North meets East, the absolutely phenomenal gourmand from last season that was like maple syrup and chai together. But I have a sinking suspicion this is going to go in a very different direction.
Sounds like it's more dark and spicy, so...
Well, there's one way to find out. Are you okay if I take this in
please
first?
do.
And here we go. There's the pour. Little darker, maybe hints of vanilla hiding in there. All right, I really have no clue where I'm about to go. All right,
I know,
ready?
you don't
Here we
drink chai that much, but you drink it for me, so...
Oh, it's beautiful, y'all. It's done in the lights. This is the opposite of North meets East. This is chai meets fougere. There is something beautifully ferny and cool and cold blowing through this twilight zone. Hold on. Y'all, it starts with a crisp, chromy, almost metallic breeze that's reminiscent of Doppelganger 3 Gucci Noble. And then it dives down into something chai-ish, but it's not the golden brown spices of the chai. It's almost like more where chai would be floral somehow. Oh, there's something dry and citrusy like a grapefruit or a grapefruit peel that sort of welcomes you in as the citrus hit. And then you know how rosemary has kind of a cold breeziness to it? That's kind of where my nose is going next. Almost to menthol town. That's the cool factor going on in here. It's cold outside. It is not crazy sweet, but I think there's a little bit of a white, delicate flower petal in there that's just giving it a little bit of a soft, sweet edge. Maybe a peony leaf, something like that. And the chai is where you land, but you don't land hard. Your nose is not going to go, this is chai tea. It doesn't go that dark. It doesn't go that spicy. It's almost using the lighter spices in the chai to help paint this wintry picture. Absolutely not gourmand. I mean, there is sort of a patchouli-ish thing in there, like the way they used to use patchouli in the earliest gourmandy accords that does make my mouth go a little bit, but it's not a gourmand. It does not make you want to go, ma.
Can you find where, like, the oud portion is in there?
You know, I think there's just a little bit on the breeze, and I think it's the kind of oud that's from Oud Spice. Beautifully light and clean, but oudy nonetheless. So yes, it doesn't present as a smoke. It's more of a comforting spice to help bridge the top notes and these beautiful spices in the chai. And you know, seeing Chailight Zone, black and white TV, I was looking for the darks, but y'all, it doesn't go there. It stays light. It stays whimsical. It doesn't go any darker than a snowstorm. But it's a blizzard.
I guess we both read chai and immediately were thinking North meets East, but that sounds like it's completely opposite.
This is much closer to a 60s aftershave than anything you'd buy at Starbucks. And you know, we just shot Doppelganger 4, Gucci Porom 2. And the same way there is something beautifully cold and metallic in that, there might be shades of that going on in this too. I am just saying, 'tis the season. Take it in. I'm excited to see what you get.
Are you going to lay down now? No. I'm curious if I'm going to want to take a sip out of this chai or not.
No, you're just going to put it on your face.
Okay. Oh, interesting.
Yeah?
Okay, what you've been saying now is kind of clocking in and making more sense.
Okay.
I am much more outdoors with this than I was expecting. There is something about a cool breeze outside. It's not quite full winter. Like, I'm not getting any Christmas trees or anything like that.
Right.
But somehow I know it is cold. It's chilly. Like, I would want my jacket and my layers on. The chai in this is adding a friendly spice, but it's not quite going gourmandy like what we were saying earlier, which is fun because I think the chai itself is having more of a moment to actually shine instead of what we perceive chai
Right.
more now is a little more the candied over the top Starbucks-y version.
That is an important distinction. As soon as the maple got added to it, my brain just kind of assigned that as the chai flavor, but it's not. Chai is way darker and spicier.
There is something adding like a natural creamy vibe. It may be a wood or something. It doesn't go like you put any lactonic in your chai or anything, but it does have something a little creamier, almost like a frosted snow kind of a vibe.
And I'm so glad you're here. That's an important distinction too, because usually when I drink chai, it's with full fat vitamin D milk. So taking the creamy part out does change its character quite a bit.
And then for my finish at the end, I am getting much more of the masculine aftershave kind of spices, but it doesn't go so far that I wouldn't wear this. I think it's more the ouds, kind of like you said, like oud spice. There's something when I smell that one that my brain almost thinks of like a charcoal kind of a color or something. So I think the oud in here, if you don't know if you like oud or not, it's not going to take over. It's not going to be the final thing that just is like, whoa, I don't know if I like that. Here, it adds just enough of like the suit that he's always wearing in Twilight Zone. Like it has just a little more of that grayscale dapper vibe, but there is something at the end that means we still mean business here.
I'm so glad you said that. It does have kind of a grayscale feel to it, like, and not at all in a bad way.
No.
Black and white movies are some of my favorite because of the definition you can get.
I don't know if I would have known that this was actually based on chai. I can appreciate that it's in here, but my brain is getting everything around the chai first before it even notices that the spices of the actual chai leaves and things that are in there are happening. So whatever's making those have a spotlight at the second half of my whiff, it must be the oud in the back and whatever that light, creamy, outdoorsy cool factor, and then I can find the chai. Each little chai spice in here has its own scent somehow. They're not pre-blended, where normally if I get a chai packet of something, it does smell like it's just a general mixed-in scent.
Yeah, right.
This doesn't have that.
Bring your partner down to the side, swing her around and swing her down.
My brain is really getting something that's almost approaching like a talky creamy thing. So if that helps explain the creaminess, like it's not lactonic, but somehow it's replacing that with a little dapper masculine kind of thing.
You know what? If your nose can get through the grapefruity, citrusy scents that I get at the beginning, you land in powder country. I never would have found that.
And I don't get the citrusy. Hold on. Let me see.
Yeah. Take that in. See if you get a little bit of a vitamin C, citrusy, but a dapper one, a drier one.
Okay, so sometimes we say that outdoors can kind of be aquatic, and sometimes there's citruses in those. So I think your brain's catching that first. I'm getting more of the crisp coolness, like a green kind of a note in there somewhere.
Right. Now, I did not look at these scent notes yet, but much like the twists at the end of some of our favorite Twilight Zone episodes, there might be some mysteries and wonders in this scent list to discover. Come along and we're going to build a lather. All right, y'all, back to the sales page at Phoenix Artisan Accoutrements. We start with...
Marcus was kind of right. We have orange peel and bergamot.
I'm not claiming that, though. I really sensed a dry grapefruity sense in here. So it is the drier sides of the orange. It is sort of the peel type of the bergamot.
But that explains why it didn't get too sweet, you know?
Right.
But it fits the season. A lot of people use those dried oranges in their decorations for winter and stuff, so somehow it's working here. And then we got some spices. We have peppercorn, cardamom, powder.
You were absolute. Wow, you deserve that on this when you woke up the deaf dog. And then amaretto. A little bit of a boozy almond in there to help say hello. Are you getting that?
You know, it's almost coming in as the creamy note that I think I was getting earlier. So it's not like an almond milk or anything, but somehow in chai land, those make sense to me.
Chailand. Middle notes. I saw a G for a second. I thought it was grapefruit. I need to put my broken glasses back on. Ginger. beautiful. And here, ginger can either be warm or cold. I'm getting it below 32 degrees in this scent.
It's brisk, so that's adding to the coolness factor somehow.
And then another spice that can kind of either go warm or cold depending on the blend. Anise, beautiful. Oh, and I was wrong. Nutmeg is in this thing, but it's the colder faces of these spices somehow.
For me, the anise here is almost like the one in Rive Gauche, like almost a little aftershave kind of a thing here.
Absolutely. And then tonka bean, a little bit of vanilla senses in there, a little bit of coumarin maybe. Are you getting that?
Yes, but that adds into where the amaretto is creating just a subtle sweet creaminess. I think the tonka's jumping into that lane for me.
Oh, and then clearly I've lied to you. There is fur.
That's the outdoor.
Yeah, I was not getting that at all. Yes, this is wild. When I look for the fur, it's absolutely there. But when I don't, I will look out at y'all and tell you it's not in there. It's hiding somehow.
But that's the outdoorsy coolness. I think my brain was putting that in here somehow. Where you got the citruses, I went into that side.
And this is your plot twist in this episode. A couple of definitively warm senses under the hood of this in a sea of wintry coolness. We've got honey and rum. And y'all, those are going together beautifully. They're kind of these two little duet singers at the very bottom of this cold winter night.
But if you mixed even just the chai concept itself between honey and rum, that blends so well.
You know what's funny? Sarah McCartney from 2160 Tuesdays talks about not scent pyramids, but scent solar systems. And for me, it offers my nose different ways to come into the scent. When I start coming at this from the citruses, I get a very different experience than if I look for the honey, the rum, and our last two, by the way, the musk and the oud first. And I don't know, use the back door.
Right.
It's much different. And it's a little bit warmer, and it's way more masculine somehow. This is cool.
Wow, my brain is getting that like clean, anisey, barbershop-y almost kind of feel now.
Could this be a Twilight Zone barbershop?
You know, I'm not going to say you're wrong.
I wouldn't either. We got our little spaceman. You got that reference? We are the aliens, right? Remember the one where Death was outside? Wanted to come in? Huh. And just to add a little more high strangeness to this episode, this is the PAA lather lid, a remarkable shaving bowl that screws right onto the top of your soaps. Works for a bunch of other artisans too. This goes right in your checked bag. So we lather a little different with the lather lid. We do not make a thin film of soap. We just let it find its way into all these little groovies of the lather lid. And what is that beautiful thing you're holding in your hands? That looks new.
The Moonstriker, the newest addition to our den.
It's the Snickle Synth knot, and boy, is it making a splash in the wet shaving world. This is our bougie sprayer from Sean and Julie Smulders. Thanks, y'all. And y'all, I'm just gonna start going ham on this soap up here, one way, then the other. Start transferring it on to the bristles. We're still just trying to move it onto the brush, not really trying to build a lather yet. I'm gonna turn the brush when those bristles stop holding the soap up quite so much. Jerry Plessy, the shave dad, will remind you to go one direction, then the other direction, and then just go back and forth on it like that. Our very first episode day, Jerry Plessy called us and talked to us for almost 2 hours from Florida at like 1 a.m. our time, but really made sure that we were getting our journey started off right with everything we needed to know. Had me get my first boar brush. Ooh. The only thing he told me to get that night that I didn't get yet was a slant razor.
Right. We haven't been brave enough yet.
No, but there is one I've had my eye on from Phoenix, Artisan Accoutrements. Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but this lather's so delightful.
We're not excited for Christmas around here at all.
We watch The Nightmare Before Christmas on Halloween so that we can start with Halloween, but after midnight, we've got Christmas. And then on Thanksgiving, of course, we watch Planes, Trains, and Automobiles. You do too, right? And this is something you will only find here in the Barbershop Duet. This is the How Winter Is Your Wonderland with On 3, 1, 2. Y'all, the nooks and crannies on this go deep.
Oh, they're kind of close. There's only a few things that really shifted around for me.
This smells way more like outside nature kind of stuff, an actual breeze through the trees. That's more of an aftershave.
Right.
For me.
So I know he was mentioning, the little cafe that they're all hanging out in. I picture all these lovely men in those long jackets that they bring in like the smell of outside with them into the cafe somehow.
It's almost juniper. It's not. It's not. But it's almost juniper. It's that same coldness, that same sort of spice.
My brain wouldn't know that it was fir necessarily, like to pull that scent out, but there's something that I know that it is chilly and brisk outside.
And I love that the chai, much like the moral in a Twilight Zone episode, isn't always obvious.
And the only other chai that we have from Phoenix is our North meets East, and these are completely opposite.
And y'all, look at this display machine. Are you kidding me with this? Would you like to apply
I would.
a little bit of this to your moneymaker? Oh, it's a lovely scent, y'all.
I get what you were saying about the citrus kind of thing now.
Yeah.
But it is more the peel somehow.
Yes.
Like my brain knows it's not quite the citrus I'm expecting, but I feel like you could use this morning or night somehow because of that chunk.
And none of the sweet comes from the orange or the bergamot. I know that's a little weird because bergamot's usually used as a sweetener, not here. These are very savory citruses, y'all.
Much more like dried, not quite bitter, but approaching that more than sweet.
Right, yeah. And come along with us, y'all. We're going to put a nickel in that fortune-telling machine and go a little bit deeper. I was thrilled when new generations were introduced to the Twilight Zone through the Twilight Zone Tower of Terror ride at Disneyland and the Hollywood Studios in Florida. That's my little door thing.
I do. I hear the entrance to that ride because he did the announcements before you would hop on.
Right.
And that really brought it back. Like, I do know that voice. I need to go investigate.
And y'all, the entire Twilight Zone original series is viewable right now on Amazon Prime, if you're a member. How sweet does it get for you?
Okay, if I just smell it on its own, let me see if I don't try to compare it to any other scents that we have. Let me see if sweet comes to mind. Because there is honey. There's other things listed.
And sweet is such a weird idea. One man's sweet is another man's sour.
It's like the lightest version of a sweet possible, but I would probably say it's on the sweeter side than I was expecting. Not gourmandy sweet, just naturally sweet and brighter and lighter.
Was there not a floral in it?
No, I don't think there is.
How was I getting that lovely sort of jasmine-y, peony sort of sense in here in the sweetness?
It must be along with the other spices, maybe the fir, the
That's
flower?
what I was thinking, the fir against the honey, something like that.
This is definitely a lighter scent to me overall. I think they mentioned dark and spicy. I think I would still go on the lighter side to
for
me.
sure. But how's the intensity? 1 to 5.
Oh, intensity is definitely solid. It's 3.5, 4.
6, 7. Now, everybody out there right now is wanting to know if we're going to get the sticker or the plug. We got the plug. And the best part about the plug is if you can get your fingernail under it just right, there's this lovely little sound that greets you when you pull it up. Bah!
Oh, you woke up already?
Just a bit of something there.
Okay.
Bit of something there. All right, here we go. Chin chin. Ooh.
Oh, super refreshing, man.
Y'all, the chai is the third layer down. I'm getting citrus, I'm getting cool, I'm getting woods, I'm getting spice. At the very bottom, that chai is there to hand you a glass. Let you know you've had a successful trip through the Twilight Zone.
I think I'm getting hit by the fir and the ginger and a few other brighter, maybe it's the orange peel, something brighter and crisper. And then I'm getting like the honey meets the chai, that amaretto, almost creaminess. And then the oud is like the last little whiff on the way out.
The ginger against the spices is giving me this fabulous Shifra sense of like a white wood, beautiful, clean, wintry.
I feel like I need to be in like a wool suit or a flannel or something. Like it is definitely the season shift where I want to go make myself a cup of chai tea. This is what I need to be having.
And almost a sense of a cinnamon leaf under the surface for me. Doesn't go as dark as a rugged cinnamon by any stretch of the imagination, but I'm getting just a touch of that spice right in the middle.
I have to say, this is super crowd pleasing.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but in my mind, I was just expecting like there's a certain lane of people that really enjoy chai tea itself.
Right.
But this is really a good crowd pleasing version of a chai.
And is it Christmassy? Well, let's have a grown-up conversation. I just got an EDP called a Christmas Gourmand from Dua. Doesn't have anything in it that's traditionally Christmas, patchouli and stuff like that. But y'all, when I smell it, my brain goes, wow, that is a new way to discover Christmas. I don't get that very often, but this is definitely doing that for me. I don't know how. I have never smelled this balance before. Maybe it's the time of year, maybe it's a sales page, but I am just getting this beautiful Christmassy sense under the surface of this. I want to wear it with a big comforting sweater and a scarf.
It is. It's that seasonal shift that you almost somehow, like, in your soul, start to want to go hang out in the coffee shops and have tea or read a book or just hang out under a blanket at home. Like, the coziness gets turned up this season, and that's what this brings.
Space Nog didn't always scream Christmas for me, especially when I was getting to know it. But this year, when we got out our shampoo bar a little bit early the first week of November, y'all, it just comes flooding back. And I love that PAA is giving us new ways to make Christmas memories.
I know that this is kind of meant to be a little bit more on the masculine side, but I gotta say, this is like a unisex to me. If I took a whiff of this, it's just a little bit more of the mature spice side instead of going like the more childlike fun one like we have with the other chais that even like we bought in other brands, not just Phoenix ones, but chai usually on its own is a sweet, fun, more Starbucksy version. This is not. This is the real leaves and spices in here.
So it's pretty simple, y'all. Just be living on Maple Street with your beloved neighbors, and a cube is going to land off in the distance. Well, you're going to gather in the center of the street and start talking about the situation, and the epic strangeness is going to start to rise. And just about the time those first few gunshots ring out and the inhabitants of the cube just sit back with their chai and decide that we're not quite ready yet, they are going to get there. So head over to their website at phoenixartisanaccoutrements.com, or even better, do it by way of the link in the description. It's an affiliate link, which lets them know that we sent you, and it gives us back a small percentage of the sale, which we'll probably spend on soap so we can make more episodes. It's at no cost to you, and we would be grateful.
I am back from my shave with Chailight Zone, and boy, was it a fun adventure. I loved building this lather and getting the spices to really come to life, and then the creamy side started talking. But I really think I'm going to reach for this when I don't want something too gourmandy, but I want to be able to hang out with all the different spices that I can explore as I let the dry down of the aftershave go by. The base on this is wonderful, super, and protected. It's a good, trusty friend, and I'm so glad to have this in our den so I can go back to Chailight Zone anytime I want. Thanks, Douglas and Frank.
Hey, welcome to Messages.
So for our November giveaway, we wanted to give you a chance to get $25 to Barrister and May.
Yeah, y'all, and all you have to do to be eligible for this giveaway is send us an email here to we sent you at thebarbershopduet.com so that we can get back to you. It's the only way we communicate about our giveaways, and then check back here on our first December episode to see if you are a lucky winner.
Best of luck. I was going to ask for a little bit more myself if you were double dipping.
This grows on you.
I'm glad this came out earlier on because right now it is starting to feel a little more like fall, and that's when I want to reach for something like this. I do love the other spices and more gourmandy stuff that hits at the end, more Christmassy kind of cookies and candy and those kind of things, but there is some part of my inner soul that really vibes with this type of scent, and I forgot how much I enjoyed it.
And we did get a Wonka email yesterday letting us know that a favorite from last year's Advent calendar may be on the way for a full-size set for another Christmas surprise. Stay tuned.
Don't forget your next appointment with the Barbershop Duet.
You'll smell better just watching this.